Die.
Spain. Okay.
Nice smell you get here.
Yes. So here I am again doing a personal interview, this time with Dr. B.M. Hegde, who's also at the Scientists and Sages Conference, and we're looking forward to his presentation. Dr. Hegde is an internationally acclaimed cardiologist and medical educator, and he's been battling for a long time against some of the dangerous and wrong concepts in medicine. He's a professor of cardiology. He's recently written a book. He's written many books, but his latest book is What Doctors Don't Get to Study at Medical School. He has been a professor at various medical schools all over the world. He has been an authority on the Indian system of medicine called Ayurveda. He's a former Vice Chancellor, Manipal University, Manipal, India, former professor of cardiology, visiting professor in London at the London University School of Medicine, and many other institutions. You can find out all about him by going to our website, but I want to ask him a few questions before the formal presentation, which will be happening tomorrow. First of all, thank you very much, Dr. Hegde, for coming.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you for inviting.
Yeah, so tell me, what is wrong with the current system of medicine on medical education?
That's a vital question. Everything is wrong, to put it in a nutshell. Because we see, after all, science is making models, whether it's physics, chemistry, biology, or medicine. Making models which are supposed to be mathematical constructs, which with verbal jargon are supposed to work. This is the definition of science by John von Neumann, a Hungarian-born American scientist.
Sure.
Now, look at medicine. We use linear mathematical formula, model, in a non-linear human system. The whole universe is non-linear. So this is a square plug in a round hole. And what's happened is, our basis is what's called a randomized control trial, where we compare two groups of human beings matched with some phenotypical features, like height, weight, body mass index, etc. But we leave off a large amount of that human being, the consciousness, which is about 40%, the genotype, which is about 30%, which means we are predicting the future of a human individual based on a very small amount of data of that individual. To really do that non-linearly, if you want to say what happens to this man tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after 10 years, 20 years, by checking him up today, you need to know all about him. If you want to know the organism's future development, you must know initial knowledge of the organism, which we don't have at all.
Which includes personal relationships,
Everything.
social interactions,
Everything.
environment,
His worries, his tensions, his
mind,
problems, his mind.
how he perceives the world.
Absolutely. And his genes,
Yeah.
about which we know very little now. Now, this is the first basis on which we have gone wrong. And the other thing is, we use a reductionist idea of a drug, a chemical formula, targeting a particular organ in the human body. To give you an example, human body produces cholesterol, 90% of the cholesterol in the body. And it's not foolish to produce the cholesterol if it's not needed. So whatever cholesterol you and I have, they are probably for our own good. Now I can't put 100 people together and take the average and say this should be the average of everybody. That's absolutely foolish. Number two, the drug that whatever drug, I don't want to name the drug. You take the drug, what does it do? It blocks the particular enzyme in the liver manufacturing the cholesterol, which means we are doing something against the normal wisdom of the human body, which obviously, logically, should do more harm than good. And it's been shown by audit that it's done more harm than good. As a matter of fact, the several places when doctors went on strike, right from Saskatchewan in Canada 25 years ago, Los Angeles County, Bogota in Colombia, Israel, and in Dublin, when the doctors went on strike, the death and disability rate fell down precipitously.
The doctor turns out to be the biggest pathogen.
Yes, and that's what the British Medical Journal wrote a beautiful editorial, said doctors going on strike would certainly make society healthier. Now, why is this happening? They did 14 industrialized country studies to see doctor-patient relationship, which is the lowest in Japan, 120 doctors per 100,000 population, 490 in America, 573 in Italy, 342 in England. And now when you look at longevity the health of the status of the people, and their disease and disability rates. Japan is the best. United States is the last but one. Germany is the last. Which means there's something wrong basically with what we are doing. And when once I started thinking about it for the last about 40 years. I wrote a paper way back in 1968, how to avoid modern medicine, which almost cost me my job. My department met together and said, this is a nut, he must be out. But anyway, I survived with the skin of my teeth. But now people have realized that probably this man is saying something which is worth listening to.